Maybe. So I got my email from Canada Central, and it turns out this shutdown thing's a giant conspiracy to take over. Oh, wait. Oh, hey, Internet. This week, we were deemed non-essential by the U.S. government, but we're going to do a show anyways. IE5 usage is down to 5%. Who are these 5%? Your grandparents. EA finally agrees to pay college athletes for using their name and likeness in video games, and announced they're going to stop making video games about colleges. When? And Apple Maps is telling people to drive onto an airport runway in Alaska. No, seriously, that's the story. I don't even really need to put a joke here. My name's Justin Pott. I'm in Boulder, Colorado. You're listening to Technophilia. Keep doing that. With me today from the UK, as always, is Mr. James Bruce, a man who is confused as to how a government can shut down.
Yes, I am confused. That's correct.
So are we. Also with me from Connecticut is Mr. Dave LeClaire. How's it going?
I never shut down.
You don't shut down.
24/7, baby. That's how we do it.
What, playing games, you mean?
Yeah, and pretending to work.
Pretend
You do it so well. Pretending, that is.
You were trying to write an article completely rhyming because you were writing about apps that let you make hip-hop music, and it was amusing.
I gave up halfway through, though, and went with only rhyme in the intro and the conclusion because it was taking too long.
Yeah. Oh, you suck.
And yesterday was my birthday. I was like, I don't want to spend 7 hours writing a freaking article.
You don't want to spend 7 hours following your passion and making something that the world will love?
Nope, not at all.
Nope. Okay.
What did you get for your birthday, Dave?
Money, because I need new hockey skates.
Nice.
And they cost like $600, so...
You're how old, and you're still asking your family, oh, just give me money for my birthday this year, Mom?
Normally I don't, but that's what this year I was like, listen, Mom, I was like, my skates are like 3 years old. It's time to get a new pair, so everybody throw me some cash.
What did you get? Let's turn this into like a skate podcast.
It's I got some Bauer, what are they called? AP, I forget what something Premiers. APX Premiers.
Those are the good ones.
They're the second from the top.
I still have my old
top-of-the-line ones are $850, man.
$850? Shit, that's got expensive.
Yeah, when I used to work at the hockey store, the top skates were $500. Now $500 is like upper middle. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Welcome to Technophilia, the web's premier hockey podcast.
So we could talk about this in terms of inflation. Why is it inflating so fast?
Because economics is also our thing.
Well,
I just...
Bitcoin.
They keep...
Can I pay for my skates with Bitcoin?
Well, this week's episode is brought to you by Bitdefender Quick Scan. Whether you need a quick check or a second opinion, such as before logging onto your favorite game, when using your bank account or buying something online, use Quick Scan directly from your browser. Just make sure you're safe. That's a Bitdefender Quick Scan. Thanks, Bitdefender, for sponsoring the show. If you like the show, check it out. Android is watching you. I don't know if you guys saw this. Our colleague Chris Hoffman put a long story on Make Use Of, all about the ways in which a typical smartphone can watch you. Should we be worried about how much Google knows about us, or should we just pray to Google that Google will treat us well? Dave?
I think we should just deal with it.
Just deal with it?
It's fine. Google's a good people over there at Google, you know? They won't do anything malicious with your information.
That's the hope, yeah.
I trust the Googles.
We talked about them scanning Wi-Fi networks and stealing the passwords last week, right? So what else do they...
They store the passwords. Well, if you use your contact manager, they know who you have the contact information for. They know their contact information. They know how frequently
stretching it a bit, isn't it? I mean,
you contact them. They know your calendar. They know where you're going to go and when. If you ask for directions, they can track where you intend to go. They know where you are right now.
They could just check your bloody GPS, yeah.
Yeah.
They could give you false directions.
They know the
control you like someone else.
They could just lead you to the middle of the desert and grab you.
Follow it that far.
Do you really care, though, honestly? Do you think they actually do with that? What do you think they do with this information? You think they actually bother to like zero in on someone? And
I don't think anyone at Google has the inclination to compile this and put it together into something. But it is just a lot of information for any one company to have, and this was just a realistic outline of how much they have. At the conclusion, he says, should you worry? No, not really.
Good, fair conclusion.
Use this information to make stuff for you, but yeah. Pray to the NSA, chat room saying. So much wisdom already. This is fantastic. There's some weird Post-it Evernote cross-branding going on, apparently. I know this is weird. You can now get Evernote to scan your Post-it notes, and it's like branded Post-it with a reserved mark. What's the point of this, James? Why is this happening?
Hang on. Evernote can already scan notes. Do they have to specifically be Post-it notes now?
Well, now you can take a picture of your Evernote note with your phone, and it'll like flatten it, so it doesn't look like a mess. And then it says Post-it.
What did you say? It'll flatten.
I got the screenshot here, and it says Post-it with the reserve mark, and then
You can't make this shit up, James.
No, you really couldn't.
This is stupid. It'll flatten it, will it? It'll flatten it, right?
Yeah.
So it won't flatten a non-Post-it square piece of notepaper.
No way. It's just gonna work. Oh, but then it records what color you used it, because Post-it notes apparently have very specific colors like electric yellow and neon pink. So it'll say.
Is that like?
And then in Evernote you can
patented, I wonder.
like whether you wrote it on an electric yellow or a neon pink one, and go through.
Like if I made a square bit of notepaper and it was electric yellow, would that be illegal?
I don't know if you have electric yellow. I think it's perfectly legal for you to have that, but if you try to scan it with the Evernote app, it will like go, this is not an approved Post-it note. This is not an approved Post-it note.
I think your phone just explodes if you try to scan it.
I think you are violating 3M copyright and branding. You must stop.
So you can order Post-it notes from within the app too.
That's so fantastic. Good. This is. I like this because it's user focused. It's not just a cheap attempt at cross branding in order to make a quick buck. They were thinking about what the users actually want and following through on that. That's why I'm excited about it. Thinking about what the users actually want. We have Dave P. News here. He's got a new column called Weird and Wonderful Web. It is about as wonderful as you would expect a Dave P. column outlining weird and wonderful things from the web to be. We are a little regretful about the header image. That will change, don't worry. I've got our design minions on it, so if you got a spasm induced from it, just use the spasm in order to enjoy the experience of reading this column, or you will get to watch Steve Ballmer cry, you'll see a dude who's growing a new nose on his forehead, and you'll get to see someone made the UK brick by brick on Minecraft, like to scale. Was that you, James?
Yeah, that's what I've been busy at for the past week.
Do you know if you're living in the real UK or the Minecraft one, and would you be able to tell the difference? Because it looks like they more or less look the same.
Well, you know you can use Minecraft in the Oculus Rift now.
In the Oculus... Oh, well, here we go. Take a shot, everyone.
How incredibly...
I had to mention that.
Everyone.
Also introduced me this week to the concept of red hot pepper game reviews, which is really hard to watch. I don't think I like it. People just eat like a hot pepper and then they review a video game. So there's one here of Grand Theft Auto 5, and she just can't keep talking. You can't have any water till you're done reviewing the game, I guess is the rule.
She seemed to start all right, and then I thought, well, this must be fake, so I didn't bother watching the rest.
Oh, no, it was real, and it really kicked her ass at the end. And then she got really mad at her cat. You should watch it. So anyways, that's the column. Check it out. Good job, Dave. Come on the show.
Awesome.
I hate you, Dave.
So, the government shut down here in the States. I don't know if you saw that, Dave.
I saw that.
Yeah. It seems really arbitrary which sites are and aren't running, but I'm pissed because the Mars rover stopped tweeting. And now I'm like, what's the point?
Yesterday when I was at dinner, my girlfriend's dad is like, oh, do you know there's this website you can go to where you can check out like what channels you get at your address like over the air? And I was like, no, I didn't know that. I want to check it out.
Oh yeah,
so I
went to that one all the time.
That motherfucker was shut down. The only time I've ever
no.
to a government website in my life, and it happened to be the one that was shut down. I was like,
I
really? What the hell's going on here?
I don't want to seem skeptical here, but I don't think these websites actually need people running them most of the time. Are they just being deliberately arsey about this?
Well, I think they're just shutting them down preemptively because they won't have anyone there in case something happens.
There's no one there to update it, and there's no one paying for the bandwidth. So
and
if a whole bunch of people use that site,
bandwidth doesn't just suddenly disappear when you stop paying. Like
I don't know, and it does seem
to shut down a website. They're not.
It does seem really arbitrary which sites are and aren't shut down, because there are some not essential sites that are still up and running. I think recovery.gov which is really timely right now. It's all information about the stimulus package of 2008. That's still up. So
if you go
where
to
the stimulus money is, but you can't find the TV. Like, it's just arbitrary what is and isn't up. It makes no sense at all.
And can these workers, these government workers, can they just like go into work anyway? And
No.
They're actually banned from doing things. Like, even if it was voluntary or something, they couldn't do it.
You can't go to a government job voluntarily. It's crazy talk.
Yeah, noob.
Yeah.
I don't know. That was just so random though. Like, I'd never go to government websites, and I happened to go during the shutdown for like the first time ever.
But the one that is up is healthcare.gov, where you can find insurance. And you're a freelance writer, Dave, so you should probably check that one out if you look at any government site this week. I know. Obamacare is
expensive.
What?
My health insurance my health insurance costs $200 a month.
That seems a little steep to me, but I don't know.
Yeah, but it's got like a super low deductible, and so if I was to like get in like a car accident and have to be in a hospital for a week, it would cost me like hardly nothing.
I'm just like, this is what this thing's for, is people like us who don't have employers that give us, insurance.
Just sitting here thinking, if I had to go to hospital for a week, it would pretty much cost me nothing. Yeah, it would cost me nothing.
Yeah, I miss Canada.
Well, yeah, in your country.
Yeah. You're socialist.
I really don't understand any of this.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing. If you've lived in a socialist country, with like a country with actual socialized healthcare, like James does, and like I used to, when people call Obamacare socialist, you're just like, that word, you keep using it, but I'm not sure it means what you think it means. Like Obamacare, coming from a socialist, let me tell you, it's not socialism. They're leaving for-profit insurance companies in charge of basically everything. They're helping you. They're giving you subsidies so that you can pay these for-profit companies. But if it were socialism, they would just take the hospitals and say, these hospitals, there are hospitals now. Sorry, people who used to own the hospitals. We're going to run them from now. That's not what's happening. So the government was shut down over that, despite the fact that the bill was passed 3 years ago. They said, well, you should maybe not do this thing that you said you'd do 3 years ago. And if not, we're not going to let the government do things anymore. To which Obama basically said, okay, see how that works out for you. And now we're seeing that. And the internet was fine until they realized the panda cam would go down, and then they flipped their shit. They were pissed. So the national news.
How does this stop? Does one side just give up and say, "Oh, all right, we"?
Okay, so my mom called last night, and she just, before saying hello, she's like, "What does it mean that the government shut down?" I had to like think through how to explain it to someone from a parliamentary system. And so in the UK, you've got the Speaker of the House, right? And the Speaker is usually from the majority party, but they don't rule as though they're part of a party. They're kind of like a neutral person who just
is that the guy who sits in the middle and kind of tells everyone to shut up?
Yeah, with the big hair, yeah. And his job is to make sure everyone gets a turn to talk and all that. And that's how it was in the States until like the 80s, when the Speaker became like a really partisan role. So now the Speaker says like, well, I'm a Republican and I'm going to do Republican type things. And there's still a majority leader, but that seems to be like the second person. So the Speaker became a partisan position, basically, is what you need to understand. And the House could pass a bill right now to approve a budget if the Speaker would just say, hey, everyone can vote for it, it's fine. But the Speaker says, I'm not going to allow a vote to happen unless there are enough votes from my party for it to pass without any help from the other party. So we've got this weird situation where about half the Republicans would approve something, but the Speaker is saying, you're not allowed to vote until everyone agrees, and the half that doesn't agree is saying, Obamacare needs to go away or we're not going to let the government be a government anymore. That's my extremely biased, extremely like Canadian view on this thing, but that's kind of...
I still don't get this. How does it stop?
How does what stop? He just basically... So in sane countries, you pass a budget every year, right? And the budget says...
It might be negative, but whatever.
Yeah, you pass a budget. America hasn't passed a budget in something like 6 years. They keep passing what's called just it's just an extension. They say, okay, the old budget, we're going to keep using that because we can't agree to a new budget. So they've just been doing that month after month after month after month. And now the Republicans are saying, oh, this temporary thing we do to give us more time as we try to get our heads out of our ass and pass a budget, we're not doing that this month unless Obamacare goes away. So they're basically like saying, this thing we need to do in order for the country to keep moving ahead, even on a temporary basis, we're not even willing to do that.
So,
does that make sense?
No, it's still. How do you stop it? Do they just have to say, all right, fuck it, we'll go ahead with that?
What?
Or the other side has to say, all right, you have it your way then, you bastards. Fine.
Yeah.
Whatever.
That's what's going to. That's what the Republicans certainly.
So in theory, it could go on for years.
Well, I've been planning to go to Mesa Verde National Park later this month, and if it's closed, I'm going to be pissed. So, as a non-voting foreign resident of this country, I'm saying you've got shit coming, Congress.
The last one they had in 1995 lasted 21 days.
21 days, yeah.
And then what happened?
Then
the Republicans became very, very unpopular for pulling this shit, and everyone saw Clinton as a hero. So,
I also saw something about like every week it's off, like the GDP goes down by like 1.8% or something like that. I don't remember the exact statistic, but it was somewhere in that region.
So the really bad thing that could happen is October 17. There's something called the debt ceiling, and I'm sorry, technophiliacs, that we're getting into this, but there's a lot of ramifications in the technology world for this. The government funds lots of research, and yeah.
I read something about this happening in Australia once back in the day, but then the Queen came in and sacked everyone.
Yeah, the Queen can't do that here. We need the Queen. We need the Queen.
Seems like that's an ideal solution.
Yeah.
You're all gone. Just start again.
We are not amused. Gone.
Oh, America, you amused.
So, yeah, the government's being held hostage by right-wing extremists. These people thought Romney was going to win in a landslide a year ago, so whatever you think about them, reality isn't always their strong suit. But we should absolutely call them out on their bullshit, especially when the result's a government shutdown that's costing the American people billions of dollars. But when you do that, technophiliacs, question what bullshit you might hold dear yourself, because there is some. There's some in mine. I might be saying stuff that's enraging you and it's wrong, and I hope you point it out. All of our brains want, though, more than anything, to be told that we're right. To be told that our ideas are legitimate, and anyone who disagrees is immoral, misinformed, or somehow inferior to our superior selves. And we've all got this little internet bubble set up. Facebook filters out people we don't interact with, including people who disagree with you politically. You only follow people on Twitter that you like, and even your Google searches at this point are determined by what Google thinks you're more likely to click. That's determined by what Google thinks you'll like. Our stupid brains love this. But reality is becoming increasingly subjective as our filters grow to service the stupidity. Again, only one party here decided to use a basic government protocol to hold hostage a law passed years ago by a democratically elected Congress and supported by a recently re-elected president, not to mention a law that was upheld by a conservative Supreme Court. That party absolutely deserves the blame here, in my opinion. But the deeper problem to me is a cultural inability to agree on what is and isn't true. Liberals and conservatives have made their own worldviews, and they found people to back it up, and this nonsense right here is a symptom of that problem. Someone in the chat room is saying America is hilarious. This shit's gonna happen everywhere as people as people become more just reading shit they agree with constantly. This is what you get, and that's why I encourage all of you to seek out viewpoints you disagree with, not just to make fun of them, but to engage with them, to see what you can learn from that point of view. I mean, this is why I talk to James. I hate that fucker. But I learn from him sometimes. I learn to see that, maybe piracy's good. Maybe no one needs to be paid for anything, but advertising should, yeah.
Maybe all video games really are bad.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, except maybe the Oculus Rift is awesome. I appreciate...
Well, hey, I never, ever said that. Don't go putting bullshit words in my mouth.
Point is, seek out points of views other than your own and try to learn from them, because that's the best way you're going to see the world. But this government shutdown is stupid, unnecessary, should never have happened, and it's John Boehner's fault.
So we should probably talk about technology as well this week. I feel like.
Hey, I tied that back around to technology. Screw you. Well, let's get to something a little more lighthearted than using lightning to charge your cell phone. Great Scott!
Are you on
the hair and everything?
Really?
Yeah. Click this link. James didn't read anything this week. It's in the BBC, so you know it's legit. If there was a UK government shutdown, would the BBC just stop? because that would make me sad.
That's not the government, though.
Oh yeah, it's like a corporation, isn't it? Yeah, so it's a proof of concept.
Corporation,
The University of Southampton, you know where that is, don't you? In collaboration with
Southampton, yeah.
Yeah.
It's I'm gonna say it's south of Northampton.
Probably. And
or south of Hampton.
Or maybe
they're doing it in collaboration with Nokia, so yay Nokia for doing something that causes us to mention you. Good job this week. And they're warning users not to try it at home. But you should check this out. It's pretty hardcore.
Oh, well, that's good. You want to charge consumer product then? Do not use this at home.
It's not a consumer product right now, but maybe
this is kind of Tesla-esque, isn't it? Really? I mean, this is what Tesla did, presumably.
Tesla said he was trying to do something like this. Yeah, maybe that reality is coming to a head. We got like a solar panel with a battery that we can use to charge our phones, so that's kind of cool. The sun's as cool as lightning, isn't it? Is the sun as cool as lightning? I'm excited.
No.
No? Screw you. I like the sun.
3 people in the UK die from lightning strikes every year.
Well, yeah.
But if you do this at home, you can increase that number dramatically.
If you try to
get onto it.
Yeah, that
just go on your roof and hold your cell phone.
A little population cleaning, so everybody go charge your phone.
Oh, tell me about it.
Oh, no, but we need as many technophiliacs alive as possible. Tell your friends who don't listen to the show.
To this show, don't do it. If you're listening to, if you're not listening,
tell your friends to listen. If they say no, tell them, hey, you know what's a great... No, this is terrible. We're bad people. This is the worst. Anyways.
Well, here's good people.
Here's a surprise. The NSA is using social networks to keep track of connections. Wow. That's amazing.
We know that already.
Who would have thought? Well, the press is reporting it this week as though it's a new revelation from Snowden's leaks. It just kind of seems like common sense. I mean, who I follow on Twitter is publicly available, and if the NSA wants to know that I love @AmazingMaps, yeah, I guess they could figure that out pretty easily. Awesome.
I think this is the most unsensational bit of news we've ever had about the NSA. Like, they track the public information that you are providing to any and all.
Yeah, I didn't understand why this is a headline at all.
But, hey guys, wait, hold on. Speaking of Twitter,
yeah,
I have 992 followers. I need 8 followers to get to 1,000. So everybody,
guys,
tell your friends to follow me. I want to be at 1,000 by the end of this episode.
You could be follower 1,000, and if you are, Dave will do a dance on
James won't do bloody anything.
James won't do anything. And if you want to follow James on Twitter, don't. Man, you're beating me. I'm almost at 800. So I guess
Sidox. Go ahead, everybody. Tweet your tweeples and tell them to follow.
Follow at Sidox.
Dick, you should probably just go ahead and follow me instead. That will really tell him.
Oh, moving right along now.
Oh, I just got to 993. Boom.
That just happened? Are people listening to us? Holy crap. Wow. Everyone unfollow Sidox. Let's make this a roller coaster ride. Unfollow, follow.
I wasn't following that fool anyway.
What? It's awesome. You can find out what he played in the last 24 hours. It comes up once a day.
It does.
Surprise, surprise. He's been playing Grand Theft Auto.
Candy Crush Saga. Yeah.
Apple is now the most valuable brand in the world. They have passed Coca-Cola, which has long been the most valuable brand in the world. But what's interesting is that Google is second, Microsoft, they're fifth, the fifth most valuable brand in the world. Samsung's eighth. If you count Intel and IBM, half of the top 10 brands in the world right now are tech companies. Why do people like the tech so much, James?
Actually, I'm curious. How do you measure the value of a brand?
Oh, maybe I should get into that.
It's not how much money the company has, is it?
No. It's how much money, how much of their value is tied up in the brand itself.
See, how does that work? How can you even say that?
Economics. I don't know.
I don't want to throw a curveball here or anything, but how do they calculate that?
Okay, so it's the report comes out by a company called Interbrand. It's a corporate identity and brand consulting company, according to the New York Times. And yeah, I'm not seeing anything here about how they do that. That's one hell of a question.
They just ask like 10 people, which brands do you like the most?
It says the report estimates the value of the Apple brand is at $98.3 billion, and the value of the Coca-Cola brand is at $79.2 billion.
Yeah.
But that doesn't tell us how.
By calculating
who assigns that number?
they probably
They
look
just
at their
make it up.
tax reports and shit.
Yeah, they just make it up, James. You're right.
No,
You're
that
right.
wouldn't- that
Everything's
would be-
arbitrary. You're the only one who ever does anything good.
No. How did they get this number? I'm genuinely curious because
Why don't you Google?
This is the company that makes the most money, right?
No, it's
'Cause that-
this is specific to the brand. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna look up Interbrand on Wikipedia. You guys, if you keep talking, I can like look at this long enough to tell you. Okay, but you have to say things. Okay,
Coca-Cola
you're not doing.
remains far ahead of both Apple and Google on Facebook.
Okay, from Wikipedia, Interbrand has refined its brand valuation into a 5-step economic value-added methodology. Through a similar methodology, Interbrand releases an annual ranking of the best global brands. Brands must have a presence on at least 3 continents and must have broad... Oh, this isn't explaining anything.
It doesn't actually explain it, does it? It just says they've made up 5 rules.
They do a thing.
And here's how they do it.
Yeah, you're right. This is probably bullshit. Yeah, I really thought Wikipedia would have it. What's the process, Wikipedia? Come on.
Well, it's probably like a brand secret, right? I don't know.
Technophilia is the 1,984,985,453rd most powerful brand in the world, according to Dave P. So
my formula says
about precisely right.
If it has the word Technophilia in it, assign 1,000,000 times more value.
Well,
now we're number 3.
Looking at this list, I think it's more or less accurate. I think it would be hard to dispute that Apple has one of the strongest brands on the planet right now. People know what it means, and they associate it with quality. Or with pretension. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But they still secretly want one. Speaking of Apple's brand and how we only think positive things about it, their Maps app sent people driving across an airport runway. So it's no wonder they're so loved and trusted.
Did people actually drive across the runway, or did
they did. People will do anything. Now, to be fair,
I have a question there.
Yeah, it's in Fairbanks.
Is there not
Alaska.
a fence?
Apparently not. You know how much it costs to ship a fence to Alaska? Way more than it's worth.
It says in the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 motorists have actually driven along the taxiway and across one of its runways.
This is ridiculous.
So not only did one person do it, but
2 different people did it, and they haven't bothered to put up a fence yet. So Fairbanks, Alaska.
Exactly.
You haven't lived in the far north, man. It's totally different. I mean, if you know everyone in town, and like the nearest other town is like past 600 miles of wilderness, you don't put up as many fences as you do in the crowd.
But it must be a moderately large airport because it's an international airport. Generally, those are not like the.
It would have to be. Canada's closer than any major American city.
Oh, that's true.
I probably wouldn't know it was a runway.
The people of Alaska stupid.
Unless there's like an aeroplane going down it, then I might think twice. Otherwise, I'd probably just go ahead and drive down it.
Yo.
I mean, it just looks
Technophilia is greater than Apple. I'm inclined to agree. Interbrands, update your report. I mean, yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Apple, fix your shit.
Oh, it says barricades have since been erected to block access to the final stretch, and that would not be removed until Apple has updated its directions. Why not just not remove them ever?
They're going to take the barricades down as soon as Apple fixes this?
That's what it says. It says
that's amazing.
It says they've been erected to block access to the final stretch, and that they would not be removed until Apple. So it doesn't say they won't be removed. They're gonna. If you already have them up, just fucking leave them.
I can't help thinking places like airports should have fences.
Yeah,
maybe that's just my built-in terrorism guard.
Runway, like some crazy, like, hey guys, how's it going?
You know what? I think the people of Alaska are like, if someone from one of these desert nations wants to come to Fairbanks, Alaska, and launch a terrorist attack on the continental U.S. from here,
let them. Yeah,
good on them. That's not easy to do. You know, I don't think
now
the
they're gonna
climate's
do it.
exactly friendly with. Oh yeah, the NSA, if the government wasn't shut down, would be listening and pissed. But, anyways, moving right along, 5% of the internet is still partying like it's 1999. That's right, you heard this. IE5 is still used by 5% of internet users. Why?
IE5?
IE5.
5?
5.
Is that a thing?
5.
I didn't even realize that was a thing. I thought...
Internet Explorer 6.
IE5.
Sorry. 6. I'm over-dramatizing here. 6.5, what's the difference? Neither has tabs. Why the hell is anyone using?
Oh, thank God you're wrong. I thought, oh my God, my credit is a... Oh, my... Yeah.
I'm wrong.
I can't call myself a web
So,
developer
yeah.
longer.
You can go to Ars Technica to see this breakdown right now. Internet Explorer still makes up 50% of the internet. The rest of the chart is broken down. Well, Firefox is still beating Chrome by a little. Safari's up there, and then we've got all the various mobile browsers bringing up the rear. And somewhere in there...
Is the Safari, is that including...
Mobile.
Oh, probably.
Mobile?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine that many people on Macs are willingly using Safari. But on the iPad, it's about the best.
Yeah, and I feel like that number. I feel like that number should have been higher. Don't like a shit ton of people browse the web on their
On
phones
their iPads.
and iPhones?
I think most of the internet browsing that happens on the planet is people who are at work and don't want to do their jobs. So it's a little too obvious.
You know,
if
I
you're
actually
doing that
think
on an
5% is quite low. I would have thought Internet Explorer still counts for more than that, but I guess I'm
Well,
wrong.
you know what?
No, Internet Explorer
Microsoft-
6 is only 5%.
Internet
Yeah,
Explorer
I
is
even
50%.
that still.
But Microsoft is actively campaigning on Bing. Like at this point, like, are you still using IE6? You shouldn't, stupid. Microsoft is actively telling people not to use that browser anymore. So yeah, that's good.
Yesterday I was talking when I was at dinner. I was talking to my girlfriend's sister, and she said she was talking about like using PrimeWire to watch TV, and then she's like, and I was like, well, she's like, I'm worried about all the ads or all the shit, the spyware, and I'm like, well, just open Chrome and install AdBlock. She's like, ew, I hate Chrome. I was like, all right, well then put AdBlock on Firefox, and then she's like, ew, Firefox. I was like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, I use Internet Explorer. I was like, this conversation.
Oh my God.
You know, we have this
How does she
elite.
use Internet Explorer though? But she hates Firefox and Chrome. I was like,
We have this elitist hatred for Internet Explorer. It's not as justified. The browser's gotten better.
it has gotten better.
But from a user standpoint, I agree. From a developer standpoint, they don't implement standards, and it can be a huge pain in the ass if you're trying to make a site. But it's not as bad. I mean, the biggest thing Firefox for like 4 years had on Internet Explorer was tabs. Like Internet Explorer just didn't have tabs, and I'm just like, why is anyone still using?
Scudderman says the UK government still uses IE6 because their software doesn't work with anything else.
And also that it's
That
still
sounds kinda
supported
weird.
until April when this XP support ends.
Well, you know what? I remember it was a couple of years ago now, but I was in the bank and I saw that they were putting all my information into a front-end interface that was running on IE6, and I'm like, are you serious? Well, you're using IE6. Yeah, we're not allowed to use Firefox or Chrome because it's not secure. What? IE6 is more secure than anything on the planet ever? That doesn't make any sense. So we were supposed to be talking about banking stuff, but I got hung up on the browser. I'm like, no, seriously, why are you using IE6? Like, I'm not comfortable with you typing my social security number into a computer running IE6. Like, I'm not okay with that. And at this point, the clerk's just like these crazy techies every damn time. I couldn't get my head around it. But it's really common in the insurance industry, too, to have to use IE6 because the shit that they made to do insurance crap hasn't been updated since 2004, which is really modern and up to date from insurance industry standpoints. So,
So I scrolled down a bit, and it looks like that they have.
Dave P is asking in the chat room, does this count as Microsoft hate? Microsoft themselves are telling people to stop using this browser. I don't think it counts.
No, it does. Take a shot.
Take a shot. Drink up.
Or put a spot on your bingo, depending on how you're playing.
We really should make
so
this game.
It looks like
Make official
looks like
bingo
Safari
cards.
is
Let's
like
do it.
Safari is
What's
like 55% of the mobile browser. So
of mobile browsing.
we were talking about that before, so they have that further down.
That makes
But
sense.
It's going down and Android's going up, so eventually they'll cross.
Because Android is getting stable enough to the point where you can browse on it without wanting to kill yourself.
And Chrome is also good too. Mobile Chrome.
Yeah. You know what? I stopped using Chrome and my tablet got so much faster though. So I don't know what they're doing to mobile Chrome, but it really screws it.
What's Mobile Internet Explorer? Is that a thing? Does that exist?
Windows
Apparently
Phone, dude.
it's not used by very many people, like 1%, but it's there.
That's even less than people who have.
And I really
like Windows
have to
phones, right?
apologize. Yeah, are there other browsers for Windows Phone? I don't even know.
Huh.
Does that count like people who are on Windows 8 but they're using Internet Explorer in the fruity interface instead of the real one?
I would say probably not.
Can we just agree collectively as technology writers across the web that since we're not allowed to call it Metro anymore, we can just call it the fruity interface as opposed to the desktop interface?
Can we just
Isn't
agree
it
to
called
call
the
it
modern
Metro?
interface or something?
What? They call it the modern interface, but that implies that the desktop, which is actually useful, is outdated when compared to the fruity interface, which is not. I think we should call it the fruity interface. They always have like one color in the back.
Think it's Apple because they are a fruit.
Oh, that's true. Okay, so we need another word.
How about just the dumb interface?
Okay, yeah. If we're not allowed to call it Metro anymore, Microsoft, we'll call it the
Or
okay,
the
this
interface would work.
If you're
too.
wondering, this counts as Microsoft bashing, so you can go ahead. Do you know that the Fox in Firefox is a red panda? I did. I used a red panda on the cover of our Firefox manual at Make Use of for that reason. He's tackling the Firefox logo. It's the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah, but what does the fox say?
No one knows.
I think it's like wah pa 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 pow, but I'm not sure.
You did that. Yeah. Technophilia, the memes from 3 weeks ago, today.
I watched all of that band's music videos, by the way, those two guys.
I like the one with the dubstep.
I like the dubstep, and there's one where...
Or like they're just, it's like a musical, like I need to find someone who likes the dubstep.
There's one where it's like,
Yeah.
it's like a rap song, like how they always sing about, like, you know, banging bitches or whatever, but it's all literal. So it's like... It's just it's like it's fun. I can't remember what it's called.
I'm glad they had like a huge hit because they've been working so hard on this shit for so long.
They
just make a bunch of nonsense.
Yo, they've hit the big time.
How do you pronounce their name?
I don't know. YLVIS.
There you go.
Eves.
Yeah.
Bills.
Wolfie Smith in the chat room is saying they're boring me now. Holy crap! IT Crowd's back.
That's
Thanks,
me,
Wolfie
you
Smith.
dumbass.
I know it's you. Stupid.
Why do you keep referring to me in the third? That's me.
I know. IT Crowd's back? Seriously?
No. It was just like a one-off special. It was kind of crap, though, to be honest.
Oh, there's one episode. It was kind of crap. Okay, I'll have to watch that yet.
It's
Spoiler alert.
It's called Work It, everybody. That video I was talking about.
EA Sports, back to video game news temporarily here, is agreeing to pay college athletes $40 million for their likeness retroactively. Now, there have been like college basketball video games and college football video games, and the athletes in them were never paid, even though some of them were put on the freaking cover of the game to sell it, because there's a ban on college athletes getting paid to do things because they get an education. Yeah, I guess this has been in court for a while. EA's paying $40 million, and they're not going to make any more games with college athletes because I guess if you have to pay for things, yeah. So
well, right now they're just taking a hiatus from it because of all the fighting that's going on. They said that if a few years from now everything is squared away, if they have to pay like they pay NFL players, that's fine. But I don't think they want to get sued more and have to pay more shit out. So
James wants to talk about iPadBoardGames.org.
that website sucks.
Yeah, that's a shit site. They used to have these cool advertisements in the background, and now they don't anymore, so I don't like it.
You know, I've always thought it is complete bullshit that college players can't get. I don't have problems with them not getting paid to play, like literally, like from the school, but to like sell T-shirts and shit. I think the fucking schools are making
nonsensical.
So much money off of those players, and they don't get anything other than
schools
an
and
education.
EA is making mint, and they're using their images to do them. So
yeah. It's like the coaches get paid like a top-end college football coach gets like $5 million a year salary, and the player gets.
I talked about @AmazingMaps, which is amazing on Twitter, and you should follow it. But they had a map of like the top-paid public official by state, And like almost all of them were football coach. There was one where it was a college president, except for Vermont where it was hockey coach. Like,
yeah, Vermont.
Yay!
All right, chat room wants you to stop talking about football.
It's ridiculous how much these universities spend.
And by chat room, I mean me.
Yeah,
The chat
I
room
know.
did not say that at all.
Step 1, say something in the chat room. Step B, tell us that the chat room's saying something.
I would like to know if
the James process
thinks that college athletes should be able to get to have endorsements.
Most of the chat room is from not America, and they're confused as to what.
Did they not have college soccer?
No, man. I grew up in Canada.
Endorsements.
I think
that's true. In soccer, you just go pro when you're like 12, right?
Same with hockey, really. Like we don't have in Canada like college hockey teams that mean anything. If you are serious, you go to like And this is why the U.S. was better at hockey in like the 80s at the Olympics, because all of the Canadian players would go pro right away, and then the American ones would be amateurs because they were college students, right? So it's arbitrary. No one else knows what you're talking about. High school sports did not matter in Canada. They don't matter anywhere. It's just like a thing that happens sometimes. No one went to the games. Yeah.
Poop.
So yeah, school athletics meaning something is not common outside America. You know what it is, though? Poker. And an Italian man is now in prison for 2 years because he tried to use infrared contact lenses and marked cards, like he marked them with heat signatures or something, to try to cheat at poker. This is so complicated. Just use this technology to rob a bank. I don't know what your problem is, dude.
Lots of respect for doing this. I think he must have gone to great lengths to figure this out.
Was it the Ivory Coast, was it? Gold Coast?
How did they mark the cards, though? They must have had someone inside, surely.
Yeah, they were marked
on them to make them warm.
Casino staff had marked them with invisible ink.
The thing that doesn't work for me, like, I'm pretty sure when you play poker, they use a fresh pack of cards, and they will. Well,
yeah, the casino staff was in on it.
Yeah, but if they have a fresh pack and you peel off the plastic, like that's why they do that, isn't it? This must be a very not very good casino.
No, there you go. Yeah. They often do use fresh cards for that very reason. Yeah. I don't know, but infrared contact lenses, good way to cheat at poker. Let us know. Yeah. I think it's more complicated than it's worth myself, but I'm not the expert here. Yeah. A new California law will allegedly let kids scrub their online past. So this forces sites like Facebook, Twitter, Google+, to delete shit once you turn a certain age, make it go away. Is this practical at all, Dave?
I mean, I guess it's like when you're a minor and you commit a crime, and then they will wipe that away. I guess they figure, well, you're a minor, you're probably going to do stupid-ass shit online, so we'll let you get rid of it.
So it's forcing all of these companies to provide for California residents, which will basically mean they'll have to offer it to everyone, but maybe they won't because they're dicks, a button to just get rid of everything. So kind of cool, I guess. We'll see if this happens. In theory, this needs to be implemented by January 1, 2015, so we've got a year. We'll find out.
I'm sure they're trying to do a similar thing in Europe.
What's up? What did you say, James?
Can't you clear your own shit?
Have you tried clearing your Facebook wall?
You can't delete it.
No.
I mean, you could delete everything manually, one by one.
Yeah, it's a huge pain in the ass. Facebook
I don't think it ever really gets deleted then. Maybe this is like an okay, you legit have to delete it now, though. You can't just hang on to it for a few years and say, we deleted it.
But what it can't do is if, like, someone writes a blog post about the crazy shit so-and-so said on Facebook, is force that to go away, right? So, the internet's a giant copying machine. Anything you put there will be around forever. That's why I know I can never run for office, because I know someone has made, like, an auto-tune remix of me saying racist things on this show out of context, and they're going to like put it out there if I ever try to run. Like, I know that's going to happen, so I'm not going to bother trying. I've been talking into a microphone every day for 2 years, like, every week. Yeah. Not a good idea.
I think if you're writing or reblogging something that a minor wrote, though, there should be a law against that. I mean, you can't. Surely that's true with everything else, and not just with digital media. You're not allowed to, like, name and shame someone in a newspaper. Not a child, anyway. Like, there are laws against that. So surely the same should apply
in America,
to some random blog post.
If it's true, you can do it. Like,
not about a child, you can't.
If it's true, you can. You can. People don't because they're not assholes, but you can.
Huh.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's laws against that here. Like, they have to have some kind of protection because they are a child. You're not allowed to name them.
Yeah. Maybe. I think it's just... Maybe there's laws. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Scrub your past, kids. Get it out of there. Twitter is launching an emergency report service. I during the flood a couple weeks ago, realized I didn't turn on the radio or the television once. This is how government usually lets people know what's going on. There aren't really alternative systems for that on the internet. If you're just watching YouTube constantly, it can't cut to the emergency broadcast system. It looks like Twitter is attempting to let people get something like that, at least on their stream. I think you're going to see more of this as social media begins to replace traditional media as the place people spend the bulk of their time. I mean, there's no reason the government uses television other than everyone used to watch television constantly, so it was a natural way to reach people. So
they've had this in Japan for ages, not with Twitter, but with any kind of mobile phone text messaging. You'll automatically get an earthquake warning.
Oh, yeah. Because here I could do that if I went to the Boulder City page and like signed up to get SMS updates when there's an emergency. I could do that. But this is just Twitter providing municipalities with another way to do that, to push out to everyone in a region who's on Twitter. So good job. Facebook should probably do something similar because people are spending more and more of their free time on sites like that. Even if they're watching TV, they're like watching Netflix and scrolling through Twitter as they do it. So this is a good way to reach people.
Doesn't it strike you that SMS would be a better way to do this?
Probably, but you have to get people to sign up.
No, you don't. You don't, though. You
Why
can
not?
do it automatically.
How would you know? How would you know everyone's in the right area? People move around.
Well, I don't know, but they've done it in Japan. I never signed up for anything, and they managed...
Japan's a small island. If there's an earthquake in one part, you'll probably feel it everywhere. Like in America, that would be a real pain in the ass.
You could send it out to only certain towers or something. But if you have a phone that's doing Twitter...
we need a new emergency broadcast system. Twitter is one thing, but there should be, like, if shit goes down, everyone who's using Twitter and Facebook in these areas sees a notification up top where the ads usually go. And if your cell phone's on near a tower, near the disasters, a text message gets pushed through saying, hey, dude, your town's burning down.
Right.
You should leave.
That would make more sense to me than Twitter, which
hashtag
most
not
sane
joking,
people don't use.
Hashtag move. Hashtag seriously, hashtag no, seriously. Get out of town now. Yep.
Yeah, like my house was burning down. The first thing I did was check Twitter.
Oh, dude, man. Apparently the house is burning down. Look around. Oh, it actually is. Okay. I thought it was a Talking Heads reference. I thought it was so clever. Anyways. Our national nightmare is coming to an end. 2 internet titans fighting it out in lawsuits. Bang with Friends, the site that lets you find Facebook friends who want to have sex with you, and Zynga, the site that distracts you to the point where you'll never have sex again, have made a deal. Now, Zynga makes the popular Words with Friends app. Well, I should say formerly popular, shouldn't I? Because that game kind of died out quite quick, didn't it?
All those games do.
Yeah. Zynga, they make fads professionally. Remember, like 2 years ago, their IPO happened, and everyone was like, this is going to be the biggest company in the history of companies, and they're going to change gaming forever. Yeah, they're gone now. This is the only way they stay in the headlines, by talking with Bang with Friends. So Bang with Friends has agreed to change their name in cooperation with Zynga, so they won't be with Friends anymore, and now they are the next Bang. So the next web is going to sue them next? Is this their whole strategy now, to stay in the headlines? Like just find kind of famous brands online and tweak them a little bit to involve sex and then wait for the lawsuit to happen? Because if I'm the next web, yeah.
I'd like to launch a discrimination lawsuit because I feel really, really singled out here as someone who doesn't want to bang any of his Facebook friends.
What?
I think I've got a case there. Honestly, yeah, I thought about it a few times, man, but
it's just not working.
Then I found out you were straight.
You can't sue someone
for making me feel bad about that.
You don't want to have sex with any of your friends?
Yeah,
Is your wife weird?
You know what?
Friend?
That's because you're a normal person. And bang with friends is kind of a really weird and demented idea on its head, but apparently people like it. I don't know.
Seems like a good way to get an STD.
What? Who are your friends?
Well, I don't know. Probably a bunch of skanks. I don't know, my friend.
I'm just really curious about how many. Like this is a big thing, right? This is a big company. Like,
no, it's not that big a company. It's a couple people in a dorm room threw it together in their free time, and it got way more publicity than it's worth. I do know
just some
their
stupid
usership
which no one
is
uses.
Overwhelmingly male. Like hardly any females actually use this because why would they? You know, so not that big a deal. But I just thought it was funny that they
so
chose.
Sexist.
What?
You're like females don't want meaningless sex. Whatever.
Females don't need to use a social network to get meaningless sex.
I guess, okay. You still
a girl could just walk out to like a bar, and if she's not ugly, is gonna not have a problem finding something.
Just saying. I don't know. I'm not a meaningless sex aficionado. I'm a married man. I'm not an expert here. But
you're not a sexpert?
I know from reading in the past that their usership is overwhelmingly male. I'm pretty sure I saw that somewhere. Maybe I'm making it up. Again, call out bullshit, Technophilia.
Most things you say are made up, so...
You just made that up, jackass.
I disagree.
Speaking of sexism, Valleywag has a great piece here. They studied the kinds of things men and women talk about on Facebook, and it is about as stereotypical as you can possibly imagine, with females preferring words like shopping, my hair, excited, so, and men liking words like fucking, Xbox, and Black Ops.
Oh, no shit, Sherlock.
Well, I was amazed it's so incredibly stereotypical.
But can we look up the definition of stereotype? Because I'm sure it says...
yeah, I guess stereotypes exist for a reason. I'm just like, most of the women I connected with on Facebook don't use the word boyfriend every other word. I will give them excited. Holy crap, excited.
Are you excited about their excitement?
Very excited.
The only excitement that excites me is the excitement of the excited Technophilia.
I want to point out we're not endorsing the fact that women should say these things. We're just looking at a study that says that they do. And you should be better. But men really like to swear and talk about how they win things and like to shit on YouTube. They also like to say government and war.
What?
Yeah, government.
I think I fall into a lot of these stereotypes. I like to swear a lot.
And cute, baby, sweet, so adorable. There's so many variations on the word so, just longer and longer and longer. So, check this out. It's at, I found it on Valleywag. It's apparently on Gawker.
Stalker the Stalker.
Yeah.
Or you could just check your own Facebook stream and confirm all these biases.
Oh, my goodness. China news now. That country is going to allow video game consoles to exist, so look out for all kinds of new games trying to meet the consumer demand of the Chinese market. What kind of games do they like in China, James? You're our Asian expert.
The only experience I had with video games in China was these cheap knockoff of the Wii, which like came with a balance board and had a couple of games built in.
I saw those at a flea market in Ontario not so long ago. They looked really bad.
And the shops you could go in where they would have folders and folders of pirated Xbox 360 games, which was pretty cool. They were like $1 each.
You couldn't buy an Xbox 360 though?
No, that was what's weird.
Yeah.
We actually took our Wii over there to give to my wife's parents.
So they have contraband.
Oh dear. I hope they're not listening.
You just outed them on the internet. The Communist parties.
Oh no, but it's
NSA
okay now, right? It's okay.
What? It's not the NSA, jackass. That's
the NSA is coming, yo.
I think this is awesome.
The NSA is coming to the UK.
Why were they banning video games? I mean, China bans some weird shit. You're not allowed to make movies or TV shows that involve time travel because anything that like upsets the notion that the Communist Party was destined to run this country is like too controversial.
Because people will get addicted, and because games are a bad influence. Well, that's the idea behind it.
Yeah, as opposed to
and all that kind of stuff. But instead, what it Yeah, I didn't. I just saw piracy everywhere. If you want to talk about some kind of cultural and immoral acts, how about working on the piracy? You know,
people love piracy. It's like our audience is the pirates, so I don't think we can talk badly about them too much. Stop stealing our podcast, you jerks. Yeah.
This could go two ways, really. I would have thought, on the one hand, it might really increase piracy, but then that can't happen because it's already at a level that's beyond normal.
So what are people playing these pirated games on if it's illegal to have the console right now?
Well, that's a really good question. I would imagine you can probably hop on over to Hong Kong and buy one.
Oh yeah, because it's legit in Hong Kong.
Probably because it's like I don't know if that's true, but probably that's what they do.
Yeah, that sounds right. We'll go with that. But apparently, maybe Microsoft has a chance yet because in the heavily censored Chinese press, they haven't been hearing us talk shit about the Xbox for the past 6 months. so maybe this will be the Xbox's redeeming grace is the Chinese market.
Oh, what's this? There was a rumor of them letting Facebook through the firewall, but apparently not.
Make a super communist party as awesome 3D, and you're going to get so much free endorsement advertising from the Communist Party. It's going to just in which you save China from non-communist influences.
Yay!
Yeah, that's.
I think most of them do their gaming on.
Oh no, we lost one.
Dead. I finally killed him.
Finally, it's about time. Does that mean we're not online anymore?
It still says on air.
Hi, Internet. Well,
but for some reason now you on the big screen are just shown as small as your photo, not you as you, a human.
Well, we really broke this shit then, didn't we?
Yeah.
I bet you James was about to say something really awesome.
I'm sure it was incredibly insightful.
So if we're still on, you can ask whatever you want on Make Use of Answers chat room. It's your right as a technophiliac and or human being. Philip had an idea where we make a T-shirt to sell on Make Use of and give one to him for free. And in Toy Story, at what stage of the manufacturing process does a toy become a toy?
I think that's does a toy become.
Does a toy? Oh, sorry, does a toy. Yeah, I don't want to read this in anything but the perfection that it's written in. If we make a Technophilia shirt,
falls asleep a little bit when and then it dozes off, and that's when it becomes a toy.
Yep. What I would say next is, I don't know, because I thought it was when a child loved them, they come to life, but Buzz Lightyear did come to life in advance. But Buzz Lightyear seems to be a special case because he thought he wasn't a toy.
When they go to the toy store in Toy Story 2, all those toys
Where's James?
Hey.
There, jackass. Are we on the internet?
Pro tip for you here.
Yeah.
Angle the on-off button of your electric power strip away from your foot.
That is a great idea, jackass. I can't believe you did that.
I really hope that didn't break the entire podcast.
You're a useless asshole.
Why would they put a button that's so easy to press like that?
I've said this in the past. That's
why
I like
they
the
do
laptop,
that?
though, because it stays on. It has like a battery and shit.
Oh, shit, I never thought of doing it from the laptop. I should totally do that from now on. That's a good tip, Justin. Well done.
Yep.
I don't use a power strip, so boom! I got one of those surge protectors that you, like, you put right on the wall, and then you screw it in, and then it just gives you like.
Isn't it?
Yeah, but it doesn't have. There's no switch.
Oh.
No way to step on it.
Oh, I suck. Did you talk about lots of interesting things while I was gone?
We talked about Toy Story mostly.
We talked for a while, then all of a sudden we realized we were offline, and we're like, we've been just.
I think I know when it happened. We were talking about Toy Story and when a toy becomes alive, and I thought it was when a child loved them, but he pointed out that in Toy Story 2 that was not the case. And,
because they were alive in the toy store.
So now we're disputing whether Toy Story 2 is canon or not.
Which of course, I say it is. I think
it's probably canon. So if we go with Toy Story 2, you're right.
Wait. Which canon? Canon Yamato?
I hate you so much. Moving right along.
I like canon Yamato.
Kashi linked to McAfee wants to sell a $100 gadget to block the NSA. What? This makes no sense. Why are we still
crazy enough to do it?
Yeah. How's it work?
It just works. It's like magic. Just think about it.
He couldn't tell you yet. But it's not going to be released for like years either.
Oh, he's not telling you how it works. It's just a magic thing. Okay. Whatever. Moving right along. Minecraft is blamed as a boy takes weapons to school. I read this story. It sounds like the dad is trying to like not be the bad guy for having weapons lying around his house on kitchen tables that kids can just grab and take to school. Yeah. Clearly not Minecraft's fault. That's not exactly a violent game. I don't know what else I have to say here.
Wait, but he took like a pickaxe to school as well, didn't he? I mean...
Well, he was going to mine.
Well, I know.
Right after down to school.
To tie this into Minecraft, really, isn't it?
A handgun, a steak knife, and a... Do they have handguns in Minecraft? Is that a thing?
I've never played Minecraft.
I don't think it is. I mean, so far as I know, you build things with blocks and pet animals that would be fuzzy if they weren't so pixelated. Like I think
monsters come at night and you have to kill them.
Yeah.
I know there's a bow and arrow. That's a
not your schoolmates, notably. Yeah, but most people. Yeah. Anyways, Philip linked to a Wiimote that someone's selling on Kickstarter. Basically.
Piece of shit. Don't back it.
Don't. I thought you would like it.
It's got haptic feedback, bro.
And it's for the Oculus.
No, that just means they put a buzzer in the hand thing. It's really.
It's a Wiimote. I don't know why we're like you can buy these for $20.
It is. It's like it's a Wiimote with lights that you strap onto your hand, and it's stupid.
But the Wiimote comes with a strap. You can do this.
If you want to back a 3D motion controller with haptic feedback, go and back the new STEM system from 6cents. It's a 5-tracker system, and then there's another thing that it plugs into, which makes it feel like you're waving a sword around, and it genuinely feels like it.
I don't want to back that.
No, I know you wouldn't, but
you don't back.
What do you think, hey James? What do you think of that Steam controller?
Oh yeah, did we talk about that last week? Holy crap! Why am I clicking this?
No, we didn't. We should
put
talk
it in
about
that outline this week.
Okay, yeah. So Steam announced a new controller that you will, in theory, be able to use to play any game on Steam from the comfort of your couch. A lot of games, like first-person shooters, especially for the PC, kind of depend on you having a mouse in order for the gameplay to be functional. How does this get around that, Dave?
Well, it's still only going to work with most of the games that use controllers now, like the controllers, the games you can play.
So it's not like this will emulate the mouse or anything. It's just.
I mean, it probably will, but you're going to be at a competitive disadvantage if you're playing a shooter with
the biggest thing about it is that the control pads are touch pads.
They're like haptic feedback tap pads.
So there's no actual joystick on here.
Yeah.
So the theory behind it is supposed to be it's faster, so it would help you to better compete with people using a mouse. You're supposed to be able to spin and turn faster with these than with a regular joystick.
Mm-hmm.
And it has a touch screen on it, and very odd button placement. The A, B, X, Y button, they're like along the touch screen.
I wouldn't want to say that these touchpads are crap until actually trying it. Like, they're going to have some kind of force feedback in them as well, I expect.
They have haptic feedback, bro.
Yeah. So...
Haptic.
It's called the Steam Pad? What is it? No. What's it called?
I don't know if it has a name. Steam Controller, it's called.
This means they buzz, alright?
Yeah, dog, haptic.
Haptic, yo. Gotta get that.
Buzzwords.
I think I wrote a Make Use of Explained article on what is haptic feedback. If you don't know, go read it.
Chris wrote an article. Our own Christopher Hoffman wrote a article about everything you need to know about the Valve's big announcements, and he submitted that yesterday, so it should be up like probably like Friday. So you can read everything you want to know about the controller, the Steam boxes, the whole shebang.
While we're talking about upcoming articles, if you were a fan of Reader, Reeder for Mac, as a way to use Google Reader before the great Google Reader implosion of 2013, there's a new app called ReadKit that does everything you liked about that app and more, so check that out. It was $2 last week, it's $7 now. Sorry, guys. Maybe Reader will come back someday, but for now, this is what we've got. So. And I'll have a full review for that coming up next week. But I know none of you listeners are Mac users, so I don't know why I'm talking about this.
But anyway, so I think the Steam controller is... I don't like it personally, but I still think it's good that someone
touched it. Let's not judge this without touching it.
Because I don't like. I want joysticks that I can feel. It's the whole same reason.
Is there a compelling reason for someone to buy this if they already have an Xbox or a PlayStation controller?
Because it's new and different. I guess that's the reason.
Because if you have an Xbox
consumerism.
If you have an Xbox controller, you can just use Bluetooth to connect it to your gaming PC if you want, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's not hard to do.
Right.
And I still use an old PS2 controller plugged into my computer for a lot of the games.
This will probably come with the Steam machines, though, the ones that they're going to be selling.
And that's why they're making it here, yeah.
Oh, hey, speaking of controllers, I had a chance to play Battlefield 4 on the new Xbox One controller, and it's crap. Not the game, the controller. It feels really, really weird to have... You know how I
get so confused with this. I just did this because you said Xbox One, and I'm like, wait, the Xbox from 2000? Because in my brain, I just instantly went back.
No,
I think you're the first person I've heard to say something negative about it. Every article I've read, everybody's like, man, both controllers from the next gen consoles are fucking incredible.
Have they touched it though, or are these?
No, these are all people that went to E3 and played the systems.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, I mean, for me, it's because they reversed the placement of the digital pad and the analog one. So now you've got the digital one on the bottom, and your finger's up here doing this. And I was actually lifting my hand off this side of the controller to go press the up and down things. It felt really, really weird.
Wait, they reversed the what?
So normally, you get your two analog sticks are in a line, like both of your fingers are like this, right?
Not on a new Xbox controller.
Well, it felt weird. They put the digital pad beneath your thumb, basically.
360 controller, they are not parallel. That's how it's always been on Xbox controllers.
It felt wrong to me.
Have you probably been just playing too much PS3 lately and not playing your 360 anymore?
That's a possibility. I hadn't thought of that.
It's been like that since the Xbox One. Since the original Xbox, they've been offset.
Damn it, Microsoft.
Right, then. Maybe I've just gotten too used to my PlayStation controller.
Because for me,
I haven't touched my Xbox
when I pick up a PS3 controller, I feel all discombobulated and uncomfortable because they're parallel. Because I play only Xbox, and even when this controller I just held up is a wired one that's hooked up to my PC. So even when I play a PC game with the controller, it's still an Xbox controller. So it's just what I'm comfortable with.
All right, disregard me.
Breaking news.
So other than that, though, how did you find the controller? Like the weight of it, the comfort, like other than your confusion with how are the triggers, like how was all that stuff?
It didn't really stand out as amazing or anything.
But it didn't. You weren't like, oh, these triggers are shit. Like they were just like they just
weren't. No, they just felt normal. Yeah.
Well, that's good then. As long as you didn't pick it up, because they do look a little different, the triggers. So I was worried.
The game looked amazing. No complaints about the hardware. Battlefield 4 on the Xbox One looks bloody amazing. Like seriously.
I'm getting that. I'm getting Battlefield 4 on PC.
I just wanted to do some breaking news here. I'm just going through Twitter, and California, as of today, has passed a ban on revenge porn. So it is now illegal in the state of California. It's a misdemeanor offense to post a naked picture of someone else without permission with the intent to shame them. $1,000 fine, 6 months in jail. I think this is a good thing because revenge porn is nasty. and it ruins people's lives. So.
Does that mean there's going to be a new genre of porn for faked revenge porn?
Faked revenge porn? What do you mean?
Like
probably already
there's
exists.
rape porn, but it's not real rape, right?
So like people say they're
porn?
posting naked pictures of someone they broke up with, but they didn't really break up with them. It's just maybe that will happen. I don't know. That probably already happens, dude.
That's Rule 34, right?
I don't know. If you read the New York Times last week, there was a long piece on how it can be impossible to get a job if someone posts like a revenge porn article of you. Because what they do is they make it so it comes up high on Google results for your name. And when you're in a job interview, they Google you, they see a naked picture of you, and they're like, well, I've already seen you naked, what's the point in hiring you? Like, I don't know what's going on with that. But
thankfully, IBEX still hired me in spite of
all the naked pictures of you on the web.
What?
Everyone's going to Google Dave LeClaire
Everyone's
now.
gonna Dave.
Good viral marketing there, buddy. It's in here somewhere. We've got to keep looking. Did we get through all of the social stuff? Oh, someone named Jay Biddle wants to talk with us. Should we, guys?
That looked like spam to me. Am I wrong?
I went to their site and
my God!
I knew you'd say this. So James, I want you to go on this show, and I want you to politely suggest that they improve their design a little bit.
Dude, no fucking way. I'm not going on this. This is horrendous.
Okay. Oh, well.
I'm not famous enough anyway. You should go on.
I'm not. Why do you...
What is with this multicolored text bullshit?
There you go. Dave should go on.
Yeah, go on there. You tell
What
him
the fuck is this? Give me a seizure just reading this post.
Oh, man. Someone invites us to come on their podcast, and we make fun of them.
Maybe their podcast is fine, but what is this text? I can't read it. I can't focus on it.
Did anyone bother to listen to any of his podcasts?
I have not. I just saw this post this morning. I haven't looked at it. But maybe we should do more guest posts on podcasts, but I'm busy. James, you don't have anything to do. You should do it.
Oh, no, absolutely not. Nothing at all.
Yeah,
I think he means in relations to the podcast.
How's makeuseof.tv going? By the way, Kashi sent us an extremely long pitch about what we should do with the makeuseof.tv domain. He wants us to start a whole bunch of shows. I don't know if we have the manpower to do that.
Which is awesome, of course.
Yeah, it would be a good idea. Speaking
of that, though, it looks like I'm not 100%, but it looks like I'm going to be reviewing the new Batman game that comes out on the 25th. Yes. And such, I need to have the review of said game up before the end of the month, which gives me a couple of days to play it. So Justin has suggested that I should live stream this whole thing.
Because he has to play the whole game in 48 hours.
And then write a review, which I'm not going to live stream writing the review, but
if you want more Dave LeClaire in your life, if you feel the need to accept Dave LeClaire into your heart, to really just get into the mind of Dave LeClaire, and you want to watch him play Batman for 48 hours straight, you're going to be able to do that. There's going to be an opportunity to do that at makeuseof.tv, so stay tuned. And I was talking with my buddy Rob, who you might remember, last week. He is organizing a D&D type campaign. It's not D&D, it's something else, Numenera. And we're going to dedicate a whole show to that. I was thinking at the end of the month, guys. What do you think? October 30th.
Wait, we're going to get to play it then?
Yeah, we're going to get to play. He's going to design something for us. I've asked him to get as many
system
insider...
Is this? Not D&D, are you crazy?
It's like a paper thing.
It's one specifically designed so you don't need a piece of paper. You can check the Facebook... Oh, let me grab this. I'm trying to remember the system, sorry. He posted it on Twitter, and I put it somewhere. I'm just listening to me talk about social networks for a bit. Sorry, I'm just looking this up. Oh yeah, he's going to run a Numenera. It's called Numenera. You can Google it. And the premise is that Earth has fallen and risen, like there's been 9 different civilizations that have lived on it and left or died out or something. And they left behind a bunch of advanced technology, but the people who live there don't understand that it's technology, so to them it's basically magic. So it's going to be the 3 of us on that planet figuring out what the hell's going on.
How do we spell this?
It is spelled Numenera, Numenera.
Munera.
So look that up. We're going to play a game of that on... So it's going to be a special edition of the show. We're just going to play it. Dave P. wants less Dave LeClaire in his life. I can't do anything about that, man.
That's not true at all, Dave P. You're full of shit.
Yeah. Yep. So I think that's it for the show this week. Look forward to that. We're going to try to find ways to integrate the chat room into the experience. So we're going to try to make it interactive. Rob has agreed to design the campaign. He's working on it. Should be a lot of fun. So if you want to break from technology, but you want to still listen to our voices every week because that's just what you want to do. Yeah. So Rob, if you want to hear what he does with D&D, you can check out the Dungeons and Randomness podcast. It's growing much faster than our podcast because it's cool, I guess. But yeah. So yeah, Numenera, we're going to play a game. It doesn't need a map or anything. It basically all happens in our brains. So it should work just well. I want to thank everyone for listening this week. If you like the show, please leave us a rating on iTunes. It helps a lot. And if you want to hear more from us during the week, which you do, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/Technophilia Podcast, or follow us on Twitter @the Technophilia. You can follow me @JHPot or Dave @Sidox. What's the count, Dave?
I don't think it went up at all.
Oh, that sucks. Well, you got one person from your plea. Your desperate
994.
994. We need 6 more. Make 6 Twitter accounts, Kashi. Get on it. Yeah, that's it. Don't follow James. He's stupid. Thanks for listening, everyone. If you're here for the live show, stay tuned. We're going to do the art very quickly. I don't know if guests can play, at least in the first one chat room, but we'll find a way for you to interact, maybe as NPCs. We're working out the details here. Yeah. By the way, if you're like a regular audio listener and you didn't know this, you can go to makeuseof.com every Wednesday and listen live. You can watch our stupid faces say things in person, and you can talk back to us. We talk to the chat room a lot. That's people like you. You just got to show up. It's easy. You don't need an account or anything. You can just do that. So, yeah. Thanks so much for listening. I'm going to log off temporarily now and transform myself into someone who is in this laptop.
Hey, there are character sheets.
And do the art. Yeah, they're just very simple. I'll be back, guys. Thanks so much for listening.
It's not simple. You suck, Dave.
Yeah. I'm writing an email.
Hey, everyone. I'm over here. Dave. So, what do we want to do about art this week? Scudderman says you had 995 followers earlier, so you're losing people.
That's how it goes.
Kashi tweets Dave B to tell him Technophilia is happening. That's awesome.
Sometimes you just gotta poop your pants, you know?
Yep.
Yup.
You know. I know what it's like, dog.
We didn't get one email. He didn't get one email last week, even though we gave out his email address, Dave.
Oh, really? He only got one?
He didn't get one. He got 0.
People don't do what we tell them to. It's a big
Everybody.
Problem. This is 83, right?
Kill Dave Prack.
Yeah.
Send Dave Prack bang with whatever it's called now requests. What's it called? Bang with bang the.
Well, no. So how it works is
I can't remember. Yeah, I know how it works, but just
your friends you want to have sex with, and only if they want to have sex with you are you told. Otherwise, so Dave wouldn't get any notification about that unless he's already decided he wants to have sex with you.
Well, I checked him off, and we both immediately got notifications. So.
Yeah, it's just too bad there's an ocean between you. But you wouldn't follow through anyways because you're straight.
What?
You're straight.
Why don't we call it the next Technophilia?
No, that's stupid.
The Nextophilia.
Technophilia with friends.
Why don't we call it...
No, we'll get sued by Zynga.
Why don't we call it, power strips and buttons or something. Power strips and something with something about James turning
Something
off.
about James being a moron. I got it. Yeah. Akashi wants to know what we're going to do with Make Use of .tv. There will be videos that people use. We're going to encourage writers to make videos of the software they're reviewing, and that will end up there.
But it'll probably be mostly the three of us doing shit.
And, well, we've got Josh Sherman on staff, and he makes videos professionally. So I'd like
Josh Sherman.
What?
Who's that?
He's a writer for us. Good one.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Hi, Josh.
Hey.
When did he start working there?
Years ago. Oh, not Sherman. Lockhart, sorry. Sherman's a manual writer.
Oh, I was going to say, Joshua Sherman is the guy that works at Digital Trends. Yes, I know Josh is.
Lockhart. I'm so sorry, Josh. He makes videos professionally, and he's one of our... He's a very good writer for the site.
Yes, he started working at the site the same exact day as me.
Commission him to do stuff, yeah. Dave P., I fully expect Weird and Wonderful Web to become a video show starring you. That's the plan. You can't keep this. We're not calling it Necrophilia. I don't know. That's gross.
Dave says, no, no, no. Shut up, Dave. Dave, do you want to have sex? Our fears would cause some friction. No, no, no. Shut up, Dave. And then, do you want to have sex?
You want to have sex?
He sounds like a woman. That's sexist.
Super sexist.
It's okay, though. I'm allowed to be sexist.
Facebook revealed that stereotypes are real. I'm just so sad.
James likes necrophilia, kills the podcast.
What? Yeah, we know it's Josh Sherman.
That is... that's...
I know I suck, Dave. I know I suck. Josh Sherman is... I work with too many people because I do manuals, too. And
what about Technophilia, whatever number this is, best on IE6 or optimized to IE6?
Optimized for IE6. Okay.
That's what Scudderman suggested. Technophilia optimized to IE6. So it could be Technophilia 83. Either best on IE6 or now updated for IE6. Something IE6-ish might be good like that.
Optimized for IE6. Yeah. Let's see what pictures Wikipedia has for Internet Explorer 6.
Could just be a logo.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
You win, Scudderman. You get a blowjob from Dave Parak.
Scudderman does whatever Scudder can.
Filled with beard tickling.
About Internet Explorer.
That's why he can't come on the show. I was about to do something, and then I forgot what it was. Let me look at all my tabs.
Non-essential. Non-essential is a good name, too, but I already have art for this one. So
yeah, I like the Internet Explorer one.
Optimized for IE6.
What was I about to do? Can someone remind me?
Play a video game?
No, it was something on the internet. I emailed... Well, first I emailed Valve's PR contact, but I did that.
About what?
About getting us on their contact list.
You just want to know when Half-Life 3 is coming out?
No, because, like, the people, like... on their contact list, they get, like, if you're media, you get, like, first access to, like, betas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it would help with our coverage if we had that, because then I can let, like, if someone wants to write an article about it, I can let one of the writers have access to my account and let them, you know, get advanced copies of things. So it would help our gaming coverage quite a bit. So
you're very, very weird, Dave P. Like, there's this weird genre of technophilia title pitches where people just combine like 3 random things we said. So someone is now saying non-essential IE6. So, yeah, that's 2 things we talked about. That's true.
Dave Parak's a weird guy.
I like me some Dave Parak.
I love Dave Parak. You should see some of the gay conversations we have with each other in private. They're incredibly gay.
Now you think you're gay, but you're really straight.
Unless I'm around Dave Parak.
Does Jess know you pretend not to be straight? Is she okay with that?
No, I pretend to be straight to make her feel better.
No, you're so straight.
What?
What?
I'm gonna.
Okay, how's this look, guys? How am I
I'm gonna come to Colorado and show you how not straight.
You'll come to Colorado with your girlfriend, who's a girl.
She's a man. You know, Jess just signed up for kickboxing.
Really?
Yeah, her and a bunch of my friends, but I can't.
How's it looking, guys? I mean, this is kind of cheesy, but I just got IE6 in here. Should I find a different one with a whole bunch of toolbars? That one's good.
That would be pretty good, actually.
This is a really famous one. Yeah, that's the one.
That's much better.
Yeah.
Let's just steal that.
But that's IE7. It's got Fonzie Bottle and everything. IE6 bang with.
Damn.
No, it's the next bang, guys.
Oh, that's what it was called. I could not remember the name.
What?
I was trying to remember the name of that shit. I kept stumbling over it, and none of you fuckers helped me.
What?
I was trying to remember the name of the Bang with app people, and I was saying like all these random names that weren't the right name, and no one helped me.
We don't like you very much. That looks pretty good. Let's give it a little bit of a twist, because everything looks better if it's slightly not centered, apparently. Optimized for IE6. I like the Microsoft site down there. That guy's looking up at it. There we go. That's some high-quality Photoshop.
We should make a toolbar.
The Technophilia toolbar. All it does
it would
count.
just take up your entire screen when you installed it. You wouldn't have anything else.
No, it just has the live show or the most recent episode.
Yep, and that's it. That's the entire. Your whole screen is taken up by this toolbar. You can't see anything else.
Yeah. And then people's moms will ask them, "How do you remove the Technophilia toolbar?"
And when you try to remove it, your computer just shuts off.
It's just Dave saying, "Screw you! I will never die."
See a quick picture of me like flipping off the camera, and then your computer just shuts off.
Yeah, that's a great idea. This is a good money-making idea. We should get that shit bundled with uTorrent.
Ooh, you mean uTorrent?
uTorrent. You say Mew?
Well,
what is it?
How you pronounce it.
That's how you pronounce it? I don't bother. I just.
Only if you're a pont.
You wrote the fucking Mew symbol in your recent article. Speaking of which, did that link work?
Which one?
I didn't. Did I?
No, Justin did.
Which one?
Your uTorrent, still tiny, still powerful. Still the best torrent client.
I finally well, it was on the list of articles we haven't reviewed yet, and I'm like, really? We haven't gotten around to.
I put it on Facebook this morning, for the first post, and when I put it to like bit.ly, the Mew symbol had like all kinds of weird code in it. So I was
no.
Is that gonna work? But I just checked the link because that reminded me, and the link worked fine.
Oh, so. I shouldn't have used the U in the headline, but.
No, you bloody well shouldn't. Did you seriously put it up in the title?
Yeah, but it worked. It worked fine.
I'm going to smack you, both of you.
Me? What the fuck did I do?
I thought you approved it or something. How are you...
No, I just scheduled a Facebook post about it.
It's not a game.
Does uTorrent let you bind to an interface yet? Because that's really the only thing that matters.
Does it let you what?
Bind to an interface.
Bind to an interface? What do you mean?
Well, it means that you can set it to only run on your VPN rather than just using any available network.
Oh.
So that if your VPN drops out, it automatically stops you from getting caught.
Oh.
That's a pretty essential feature.
Well, only for those of us who steal shit. I didn't think of that.
I'm sorry. I didn't know there were going to use legal uses for BitTorrent.
I downloaded every bit of the Humble Indie bundle with BitTorrent, and that was totally legit.
Ugh.
Oh, really, Dave? You added us all to the next bang? I'm looking forward to that.
I'm definitely not installing it now.
What, uTorrent?
No, the next bang.
I don't need to add some kind of app to know that Dave Parak wants to get down.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah. I know what's up.
Don't you do the social stuff and make use of now, Dave? You do Facebook, right?
Just the Facebooks. Yara still does the Twitter, I think. And
Dave does the Facebooks.
Jackson does the
Yara
pluses.
does Twitter.
Who does the plus? Jackson does the pluses?
Jackson does the plus, because he's still trying. He
There was
basically
a job offering, like who wants to take over Google Plus for us, but no one did it.
Yeah,
'Cause
he's
none of
still
us
trying to build it up. It's it's.
What do you mean? We got 60,000 likes or
Yeah, but
whatever
the people aren't
month.
that active on the pluses.
Because no one actually uses Google
Right,
Plus.
so he's still trying to build all that up, whereas the Facebook and the Twitter are kind of self-sustaining. They run and you...
Yeah, people, every time one of my articles gets tweeted, a couple people retweet it from there. Yeah.
I still think it's kind of tragic liking a company on Facebook or even Twitter.
It's basically, I think it's kind of like people who don't, they kind of use it as like an RSS almost. Like,
yeah, that's how they keep up with shit. I mean,
I don't post all
would
of our
see
articles to Facebook. I post like 3/4 of the ones that go up. So I choose which ones get posted. So it's kind of like a cultivated RSS.
Yeah.
I choose the ones that are most interesting. So if your articles don't get posted, that means that they weren't interesting. Sorry, guys.
Mine never get posted. So sad.
I always post yours, James.
Do you? They're kind of niche.
I think it makes sense to
Yeah,
like,
yours are
like
usually too niche,
take
actually.
odds,
You're right.
like.
I don't really write for the masses.
I need to edit your article yet, James. I'm very sorry I'm so late on that one.
Unbelievable.
I need to edit your article too, Justin. About
You know what? 3 of my articles have been posted this morning because all the editors put my shit off until the last day of the month. So makeuseof.com is like
yours was next in line, but then Tim submitted an article about GTA Online, and I edited it like 5 minutes after he submitted it.
I don't even remember what I wrote about.
It's about Wiimotes and...
Oh, using your Wiimote with Linux. Yeah, that took me a while. Because Fez works perfectly.
Why would you do that?
And runs like crap on Mac.
So you can play games with a Wiimote. I don't know.
It's
why
like
would you do that, Justin?
What?
Why would you want to do that? No one wants to use their Wii anyway. Why would they want a Wiimote with their computer?
The Wiimote's a great controller for certain games.
Well, does the motion part work?
If you have it kicking around the apartment anyways.
Does the motion part of this work in the Wiimote?
Yeah, you could use your Wiimote as a mouse, either with an IR bar if you have one, or just by holding it in certain ways. And it's a program called a WeCam, and the thing is, it's really poorly documented. So I'm like writing the internet's instruction manual on how to use it. Like, I like writing stuff like that when I realize, hey, no one has written.
So does that mean this article is really long?
It's about 1,000 words.
Oh, okay, that's not long.
But a lot of that is just a list of shit you can do.
Hey, I need the real one, not the big one.
Patience! They're both there now.
I'm going to preemptively reject this article on the grounds that I don't like Wiimotes.
Dave, should we change the header that we put up, like when the show first goes, to say live now in big letters, and then replace it?
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. We want to get people who go to makeuseof.com to click it. I think I need to start my day here. But I will hang out in the chat room.
Yeah, how awesome is this featured image from Matt's article about 5 common PC gaming problems? It's just like...
Yeah. I thought there was a glitch with the site.
It's awesome. He put that too. That wasn't even from Bowhead. He did that himself. I was like, that's the best featured image I've ever seen.
That's
Which one's that?
It's just like it's just like a glitched screen. Like it's 5 PC gaming problems and how to fix them, and then it's just like the image is just like a glitched screen.
Yeah, that's cool.
You go to the site, you see all these other images, and then it's just that one. It's like just like a colored bullshit. It kind of actually looks like Dave Parak's shitty column fucking picture.
We will fix the art. Don't worry, people. I want a TV podcast. Are you listening? I don't know. Like, we're not really pop culture people. We're not up on TV. We'd have to hire, like, people who watch a lot more TV than we do. We're always behind.
Me Me and James should
really
start a
watch
mini
them.
podcast where we pick a gaming topic that we disagree on, which is like all of them, and then just argue with each other for like 20 minutes.
I think if you like games, you should play them because they're fun.
No,
Like, I don't see the point in arguing about video games.
I disagree. Then you must not have been following the GTA stuff. See, we're arguing about.
Well, every time someone says so-and-so's not a real gamer, I'm like, bullshit. Does he or she like...
First of all, I think we can both agree that James is not a real gamer.
Bullshit.
If
you like playing, you're a gamer.
He doesn't like fucking Mario and like Donkey Kong and all the games that made gaming, so therefore not a real gamer.
So wait, James, can I not email you unless the word important's in there? Because you know that's just going to result in everyone adding the word important to their emails. Like, that's not going to help long term.
It helps me, because now I don't have to read any of it.
No, but you still do.
Oh, I set up a filter for your, what is it? The lesson of the week things as well. Yeah, I set up a filter for that too.
Did we get one of those this week? I want to learn some new stuff.
That's Thursday I do that. They're talking about something I do internally to teach people more about writing. I did something else last week, I forget. I announced something.
I think last week it was like how to put naked pictures of yourself in your article.
Yeah. We should maybe like just do another blog where those tips go up, because I put like more time into them than my articles at this point.
Just the tip?
Just like, hey, here's our make use of internal lessons that we use to try to be better.
I don't think we should do that. In fact, we probably shouldn't be even talking about it.
No, probably not. Probably not. I'm not even the best writer, so I don't know why I'm teaching everyone. But when Chris says he agrees with something, I'm like, oh, good.
Well, because you're the boss. It's your job.
It is kind of my job. Oh, I should make my invoice so I can get paid. That's something I need.
Me too. Oh, shit. That's what I needed to do. You just reminded me.
We should do that. Okay.
I got to send out my section editor report.
Yep. Wait, you haven't done that yet?
No, I forgot.
Okay. I love the title of this episode, Technophilia 80-something, 5, I forgot. A TV podcast is a podcast where we talk about television. I don't know. I think we could develop more podcasts. Among the current make use of staff, there doesn't seem to be a lot of interest.
By which you mean no one wants to do it?
Funds are limited. We can't pay 6 people to do podcasts right now, but we could find people who are enthusiastic about doing it. I mean, we did this for 2 years before we made a cent with it, right? So I don't know if people are going to want to do that.
Well, no one else is as dedicated as us.
Are you kidding? We're not dedicated at all.
I don't know. We did like 3 hours of work every week for free. That seems pretty dedicated.
That's true. Anyways, I'm going to take off now. Hey, Scudderman, thanks for hanging out in the chat. This has been awesome.
And thanks for giving us the title.
Yeah, fantastic, Scudderman. Thanks all of you for joining us. I will hang out in the chat room for a bit, but I do have to get to work, so goodbye.
I have to poop.
Thanks for sharing. Bye.
I'm going to go poop.
Sod up, all of you.
Should I bring my mic into the bathroom and commentate my poop?
Bye-bye.
All right, guys. It's coming out now. Just got to